everybody. Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Good morning.
The usual crowd, myself and Sandy, and I'm in Sydney, Sandy's Melbourne, Kim is over in Cebu in the Philippines. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hey.
I'm liking the topic of today's webinar.
Yes.
I think it's very relevant for so many people who are just thinking how or why to use LinkedIn.
Yep, absolutely.
Big
and
picture.
It's more than about LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn just gives us, I always think it reflects what's going on in our own business. So if it's coming up for you on LinkedIn or social media, it's more than likely coming up in every aspect of your world, including your business. So let's go to the first slide, Kim, and good morning to everybody. Thank you for the chats I can see coming up. So find your voice, well, just find your voice really, but in particular, we're talking about on LinkedIn. So Dee, I bought you a present.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Huh.
A microphone, but it's actually, funnily enough, my hairbrush. Right? Want to offer everybody a microphone, right? So that they can amplify their results on LinkedIn. So just before coming on today, Dee, you were telling me an interesting story about what came up for you when you first started on LinkedIn. So do you want to share that with everybody today?
Yes, well, a lot of things came up for me. I've actually been using LinkedIn for 6 years, and I used to do it for a business that I work for. So I helped promote the business using my boss's LinkedIn profile, which I know everyone says dodgy, but you know, it was about making genuine connections. But since then I've been doing my own thing, and I think because it's one way, I find it really hard to make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing. So I'm very good at talking, and I feed off too much sometimes. I feed organically off the person I'm communicating with, and I find it with LinkedIn, as with any social media, because it's one way, and I've seen too much of other people just full of themselves, or I perceive them to be full of themselves, just nattering along, and I didn't want to be that person.
Yep.
So it's about, I don't want to be the person that I don't like seeing on social media.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I still struggle with it now, you know, when I
think one thing is the power of the pause, right? When it's a one-way conversation,
yeah,
it's the power of, you know, being able to have the power of the pause, because if there is silence, what most people do is they just keep talking and talking, right?
Yep.
And that can happen in your videos, for sure, because you're not, normally you would have that response like you and I just having conversation now, right? So, you know, if all of a sudden I'm trying to fill it all the time and then I'm saying, oh, I don't know, and you, right, and I'm filling the hole. It's also about understanding your why you are on LinkedIn, or why you are on, you know, you are in business, right? So it all comes back to that why. Why are you here, right? So if you know your why, then it's easier to find your voice.
Yep. So, and I think, and that's what it is, isn't it? It's about being authentic. So if you do know your why, you're going to go out there and do your thing, and it doesn't matter if it's not polished, because people will get that you're authentic, and that's what they want to, that's what they want to see. So it's okay to do the ums and the ahs and things like that, so long as it's not too much.
In fact, you know, we've had this conversation a few times. When I was studying, you know, I'm a master and trainer of NLP, and when I was studying NLP, a big part of it was, you know, in the marketing side of, you know, when we're talking about marketing messages, was actually not to be too polished.
Yes.
If you're a too polished coach and you look like you're 100% perfect and you're out there, who is really going to want to come to you and feel comfortable showing their stuff, right?
Yep.
Because we all have it. It doesn't matter how polished you look, right? We're all human. And so when you come from a place of being authentic, and people talk about this place of being authentic, like what is it? It's about you, you know, and showing who you are, and showing that you're vulnerable, and showing that you have problems, and you have issues. And when you start sharing like that and how you overcame them, right?
Yep.
Because then you're talking your client's secret language.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what
helping
you're on
others
LinkedIn.
by your, yeah.
But again, we're assuming people are looking for leads on LinkedIn. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just looking for connection. Maybe they're just looking for community. Maybe they're just looking to be a LinkedIn influencer. When I started on LinkedIn, that's what I thought. I want to be a LinkedIn influencer, because I saw them and I thought, well, that they must be getting great business in, right? So that's what I want to do. But really, was it? No, and it wasn't. And you evolve, but you won't evolve if we can't hear you or see you.
Yep.
Number one point, if you get nothing more out of today, is, right, get out there and do a post or a video on LinkedIn to your audience.
Yeah. I think just do it. But Sandy, I might also continue on from what I was saying about being scared, is because we see so many examples of people being roasted for doing stuff wrong on social, or and it's not, and I'm not even talking necessarily LinkedIn. I'm not on Instagram because it's not my style, because it's too perfect. And I think that's put me off to begin with. Now I'm more comfortable in my own skin, but to begin with, I'm like, I don't have the perfect makeup. I haven't had speech, all of that stuff. I'm not perfect yet. When social media first came out, it was all about, wasn't it, presenting the perfect you. Nobody wanted to know the random way that you had to pose to take a photo. Now we're laughing at it going, oh, is that what you have to do to make yourself look like that? And some of us are like, hell no, that's not for us. But I'm still a bit scarred by that, because I went, geez, if I wanted to make it big, I needed to be this beautiful person that, but I'm slowly overcoming that and just going, you know what, I am who I am, and there'll be people who like me for who I am, and they're my peeps.
And it's like anything. If you step outside of your comfort zone, right, you feel better about it. It's also too about how we feel about ourselves. So I'm really glad you raised that point, because how you feel about yourself, right, and we all have a hole, right? We all have it. At times we all have insecurities. We have, oh, gee, have I done the right thing, right? I don't know a human being, even if they tell you that they don't, they do, right? So the thing is, we all have that. It's actually when that comes up for you, exploring it. Okay, wow, what's that for me? So when I first started doing my videos, for example, I didn't want to do the videos. And everybody kept saying, well, why don't you want to do the videos? And I kept saying, oh, look, my hair, I said to you today, my hair's a bit buffy and blah, 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 whatever it was. But it wasn't that. It had been that I had lost my voice. So when you peel back the layers, the first layer was about my hair, or maybe the clothes I'm wearing, or whatever it is. The second layer might have been, well, what are other people going to say? But the next layer was the fact that I had lost my voice. I had been treated really, really poorly in a business many years ago when I had built that business up. And I think a big part of that was it had scarred me. It was a hangover from the past, which I brought with me into my own business, which happens to a lot of us, right? But with hangovers, they will go away if you go and take a Panadol, right? Or if you learn, you don't get them if you learn not to drink too much, right? Right? So you can either, treat the symptom or treat the root cause.
Yeah.
And the thing is, on LinkedIn, is a lot of people or social media treat the symptom, and they go and pay huge amounts of money to these online marketers, not to say that they don't know what they're doing, right? But they think they've got a silver bullet, right? And they end up paying huge amounts of money, and they still have to do the work. Yep. You still have to do the work because it's still you.
Yeah, they still have to get over the hangover. The big expensive course hasn't actually got them over the hangover.
And just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's better.
No.
Right?
No. Yeah.
Now, I had this exact example with my son today, or last night, with a flight. He's booking flights to go to Europe. There was one for $5,000. I know he's going again. He's a traveller like his mum. One for $5,000 and one for $2,200. And he automatically thought the one for $5,000 had to be better because it was more expensive. I said, no, honey, it's the same, different airline, getting you to the same place, right?
Yeah.
But it's understanding that more expensive doesn't mean easier or done for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of, you know, asking yourself, okay, what value am I going to get from this? What return on investment am I going to get from this? Right?
Yeah.
And be confident enough to use your voice to actually ask those questions.
Yeah.
Because that's important too. And question and be curious is what we say the whole time.
Yeah.
Right. So back to finding your voice on LinkedIn. So what are some of the things I can do to find it? Okay. Practice. I'm going to give you some practical tips.
Into your hairbrush.
Practice doing your videos, right? They don't need to go anywhere, people. You don't need to post them. But get comfortable on your phone, and you might be a bit like what Dee was saying. Hang on, where's my phone? And there's it, right? Here you go. Right? Get comfortable doing this. Or get yourself a selfie stick, which is probably easier, or a stand.
Tripod,
right?
yeah.
So that's the first thing. And do some videos and just talk it out. Then go back and watch the videos and listen to what you've actually said, and you will find some really key gems. Normally in a talk you out video where you're not showing anyone, right, might be 6 posts of videos that you can do out of that one talk, because they'll come up. The problem most people have with finding their voice on LinkedIn was the problem I have, and I know you've had this problem too, Dee. We know a lot of stuff. So we want to cover too much and we want to help and we want to give too much information, right? And we confuse our audience.
And take too long.
Are you telling me I've talked too long? Oh, we're up to 12 minutes. Yes. Okay. Yes, talk too long. Thank you. Good segue. So if you are someone who is wanting to find your voice on LinkedIn and you're super excited about, you know, getting in front of a crowd, you know, get out there and post your videos. But also we want to invite you, and you can go to the next slide, Kim, to one of our valuable business conversation events where you can have 15 minutes on stage, and I'm not going to actually hand you a hairbrush in this case, people. No, Dee. I'm going to give you the real microphone. Yeah. Because what we found is through story, right, business stories, and seeing the person behind the business is where the value is. And so LinkedIn isn't for everyone, but quite frankly, being on stage isn't for everyone either. However, being on stage does a lot of, like being on LinkedIn, does a lot of great things for your business. It promotes your business, it promotes your message, and it gives you a voice. And if we all come together and have a discussion about, you know, the stories behind our businesses, also gives us more confidence as well.
Yeah. Well, everybody has a reason why they went into business. And most people have, it's been trial and error with certain things. I'm not going to say everybody makes mistakes. I don't like the word mistakes, but there's things they've learned along the way. Yep. And because nobody's journey is straightforward and I started here and I got here and it was a straight line. There's speed bumps along the way. And it's sharing that story and how you overcome it to get to where you are today. When you're talking to people about that they suddenly get to know you. So if you are a choice of supplier that they're looking for, or somebody to collaborate with, there's you and however many other people in the marketplace, but they've just heard your story.
Yep.
Heard a little
they see you as a person, not as a
brand. Yep.
And then you go, I really want to match my values with that person, because their values are strong.
We get each other.
Yeah. And if you remember our business story, Dee, and we've probably never told people this, but we started this whole, you know, valuable business conversations online learning for LinkedIn because we had a contact come to us and say, hey, I want to use it for our college. Do you remember that? So we put it all together and we never made the sale.
No.
But I'm really happy. And at the time we were really like, oh my God, like we just thought, we'll just start doing it anyway because, you know, it's going to happen. And it never happened. It's not to say that hasn't been a great thing, but at the time it didn't feel that good, did it?
No, because we had a whole college that was going to take all of our courses and promote it to their students who really actually still need it, but the college doesn't realize that yet.
Oh, they'll catch up with us at some stage.
Yes.
But the point being, right, is that you could deem that as a mistake. However, that was our biggest learning, and that brought us to the next slide, which you're going to talk about, Dee.
Yep.
Great segue.
Full of them today. So that's what's
full of them.
So as Sandy and I just mentioned, we started off, we use LinkedIn in our businesses for lead generation. It was an accidental thing. Then somebody I know said, oh my gosh, I'm part of a big college. Our students who are business startups need this kind of information, and we said, okay, we'll put together an online course and make you an affiliate.
So we already sort of had all of this stuff, but
yes,
we just probably made us formulate it, right?
Yes, correct. We would make them an affiliate, so every time they forwarded it to their database, they would make money, we would make money. Happy days. It hasn't progressed any further than that, and I've since found out it's not because of us. It's how they're wanting to structure things, and that's a-okay. But we have this amazing online LinkedIn program to use for people. And
it's not our core business.
No.
Right. Dee does our outsourcing. I'm a business coach. This is not our core business. But what we did find is that people have a real gaps around their learning with LinkedIn, and they don't want necessarily a big course where it's everything. So this fills your gaps. So you might have, something about one thing, and someone else might have something about something else, and you can find the module to do that course.
Yeah. And we basically went through and went, well, when we were using LinkedIn, we needed to find out how to do this. We needed to find out how to do this, and this. Sandy and I were individually sitting down with people and showing them how to do this stuff. And it's like, this is not our business. I'm busy, outsourcing, getting people amazing VAs. Sandy's busy with her coaching clients, yet we still have these people coming to us going, how do you do this? So we've decided we've put it online. And Sandy and I had also experienced a lot of, or not ourselves, but heard of a lot of super, super expensive courses out there. So this needed to, we're all about value. And that's the pricing of this, I think, is excellent value for anybody. Half
the cost of being on LinkedIn Premium. And I don't use LinkedIn Premium, for those of you. The first thing I would say to anyone, if they're using LinkedIn, you don't actually need to use LinkedIn Premium. You're probably better off with Sales Navigator, really. But you need to invest a lot of time with Sales Navigator.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great, it's awesome, but you need to invest a lot of time.
Yeah. So I was using Sales Navigator, and I stopped paying for Sales Navigator purely because I just wasn't in there using it enough, and I felt that I didn't need it in the end as well.
So, if you're struggling, if you think it's the tech around LinkedIn that is stopping you finding your voice, well, we've got the solution for you. Do you want to backtrack one slide there? If you think that what's stopping you is not having a level playing field, we've got the events, right? So come get my microphone, my brush, and go back again one more, please, Kim. Thank you. But at the end of the day, the only thing that's stopping you is you, and taking some action. And you may not want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that. I went, oh my God, I don't want to hear that, right? But it is. So get on and get comfortable with maybe doing some videos yourself before you start posting. But, if you've got any questions, come and ask us. We're always happy to answer them. But you will find everything and more than you need in our training. And Dee, we've spoken way too long, but I do want to say have a wonderful trip over to Brazil.
I'm going to Rio Carnival, everybody. Ticking it off the bucket list.
We will miss you.
Yes.
But if anybody needs Dee and they can't get her, just reach out to me, and I'm happy to be the stopgap.
Awesome.
2 weeks, if that's the case. And thank you for coming today and being here, because finding your voice is a very particular, there's lots of layers. Lots and lots of layers. We love to have fun, and I probably need to say that one of our events, I have to say this because those of you who know me know I'm just travel mad. Our one of our events is in Vegas. So if you're interested in coming to Vegas with us, we're going to have a G'day USA Day in LA.
in LA.
Because we're silly, I'm sorry, but we like to have fun.
Yeah.
And then we're going to Vegas to speak with our amazing ambassador, Paul Santo, and all Australians are welcome to come with us and have some fun. So if you want to put a bit of fun back in your business, Vegas, here we come.
With business, yes.
And what was that?
With the business, it's
With
not
the business, in the business. Yes, it's a tax deductible. But the end of the day, we'd love to see you there. And we love the fact that you were here with us today because we love to have fun and have an awesome trip, Dee.
Thank you. Rio Carnival, here I come.
Send us some pics.
Thank
But
you.
please make sure you're not wearing one of those really.
I'm not getting in a costume, just letting everybody know. I might have glitter, but that's about as far as I'm going to go.
We're looking forward to the glitter post. All right.
Lovely.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
See you
you.
later. Bye. Bye.
Bye.